If you're like me and you can't stay organized, you keep missing your goals, and you feel like you're always procrastinating, you need to try this. For the past 5 years, I've been totally drowning in emails, tasks, and to-do lists, and I've tried so many different apps and systems. I've got unfinished lists on Todoist, Notion, Trello, ClickUp, Things, Apple Notes, Google Doc. I've got Post-it notes and notebooks. You name it, I've tried it, but nothing ever seemed to work. But I have finally found an app that has genuinely skyrocketed my productivity. My day-to-day tasks are getting absolutely smashed. I'm making more time for my personal activities, and I'm taking action on my long-term goals for the first time in a long time. So when I say this app has totally changed my life, I really mean it. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to use it and how to set it up. So even if you're a total ADHD scatterbrain whose brain melts at the thought of a productivity system, you will still be able to boost your productivity and finally get shit done, I promise you. The app is called AkiFlow. Now I want to thank AkiFlow for sponsoring this video, but let me be really clear. I was already using AkiFlow before they agreed to sponsor this video. In fact, I've been planning this video for a little while because I know how much value this app will bring to you if you actually try it out and use it. This isn't just some video where I shoehorn in a random app that I've never used. It's the opposite. I'm sharing AkiFlow because I use it on a daily basis and I love it, and I'm sure if you try it out yourself, you will love it too. But if you do want to try AkiFlow out, you can use my referral link in the description down below and you can get a 30% discount for the first 12 months. So what is AkiFlow? Well, at its core, AkiFlow is a to-do list and a planner app. And you might be thinking, well, so what, Liam? There's already hundreds of them available. But AkiFlow is not like other to-do list apps. So this is what AkiFlow will look like when you first sign up to it. So now I'm just going to give you a quick overview of some of the features and how it works. And then we can dive a little bit deeper and I can show you how I personally use it. I can show you my actual workflow. Plus I can give you some really cool tips and tricks so you can get the most out of it as well. So AkiFlow has got a very simple layout. So on the left-hand side, we've got our to-do lists where all of our tasks will go, and we can categorize them into different sections here, which I'm going to touch on in a moment. And then on the right-hand side, which is really useful, we've got a calendar view, and this is where we can actually plan when we're going to do those tasks, and we can actually see what's coming up in our calendar. Now, AkiFlow has got some really impressive features, which I'm going to walk you through in just a moment. But in order to understand how to use AkiFlow and how it works, you first need to understand the methodology behind it. And once I understood this, it all made sense. So AkiFlow is built around a 3-step productivity method, which is capture, process, action. So step 1 in this process is capture. And this is where all of our tasks or anything that we think we might need to do needs to be captured somewhere, and they all go into this folder called inbox. And this is a to-do list where it's almost like a brain dump. So if you think you might need to do something, you might need to call someone back, you might need to reply to an email, you might need to finish editing a thumbnail, all of these tasks can start off in this inbox. And the idea for this is there should be no friction. You don't need to think about when I'm going to do that task. You don't even need to know you're definitely going to do that task. You just need to think, I need to get this out of my brain, to clear my mind, to declutter my mind, and I need to get it on something, and that place is the inbox. So you might be thinking, well, I need to buy some milk today. So you could just type here and say buy milk and add it in there. You might need to call John back. And you don't want to think, when am I going to call him back? How am I going to call him back? Is he available? Nothing like that. You just want to get it out of your brain and into this inbox. But a really good feature of AkiFlow is the command bar. So if we press Option and Spacebar on my computer, it brings up this little command bar here. And now I can add tasks to AkiFlow no matter what I'm doing on my computer. So if I've got AkiFlow closed and I'm on a Google Doc and I remember, oh, I really need to reply to that person, I can just press that shortcut and then I can literally just say, reply to John's email. And then it will say, do you want to create a new task or a new event? And AkiFlow is genius because you can almost speak to it like it's a human or it's like your assistant, because you can even say in normal language, reply to John's email today. It will schedule it in your calendar for today. Or you can say at 3 p.m. tomorrow. And as you can see there, it's populated tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's going to add a new task and it's going to remind you to do it tomorrow at 3 p.m. Another really cool feature of AkiFlow and how we actually get tasks into this inbox list is with integrations. So AkiFlow actually integrates with lots of other different apps and tools. So it integrates with Notion, Slack, ClickUp, Asana. So if you've got tasks and deadlines and things that need doing in those apps, they could all be automatically sent over to AkiFlow so so you can see them in your inbox, and then you can actually start scheduling them in your calendar, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment. And one of my favorite features of Akiflow is this Gmail integration. So it actually connects to your Gmail account. So when you're actually going through your emails, checking them, and you might think, oh, I really need to take action and I need to get back to this person on this email, rather than having to write it to your to-do list or to add it to a notebook or something like that, or even like unread the email, what you can do is just click this little star icon here, and what that will do, it will automatically be added to your Akiflow inbox. So if we come back over to Akiflow, you can see in my inbox, the email that I just starred has now appeared here, so I can then follow up with that a little bit later on. And again, it's following that capture, that brain dump process of just, rather than thinking about when you're going to do these, you just want to get them out of your brain and into this inbox. So once you've started to add tasks to your inbox, we need to move on to step 2, which is process. So this is where we organize all of these tasks and ideas that we've jotted down. And the idea is we want to check this on a regular basis, and maybe a few times a day, and we want to get this inbox to 0. Now, this isn't about actually doing these tasks. It's about choosing when we're going to do them. And a really good way to do this is to follow these points here. So if you're going through your inbox list and you think, can I do this task in less than 2 minutes? Then just do it there and then just check it off, and you've done it. If it takes a bit more time, but you know when you want to do it, then you can actually plan it. And this is the genius part of Akiflow. So we can actually plan when we're going to do these tasks. So there's a few different ways we could do that. So say I want to call John back, and I'm thinking, well, I can call him back maybe at some point today. What I can do is I can click on this little plan button here, and you can speak to it like it's a human. You can type in Friday next week, Tuesday, whatever you want to say, or you can just say, I'm going to call him back today. And now that has been added to my today list here, which I can then go back to. And then the next one here, so I want to buy some milk. Well, I also want to do this today, but I'll do it on the way home. I kind of know what time I want to do that. So I can actually drag that straight onto the calendar. So I've got that in my calendar that I'm actually going to buy some milk at 6 p.m. today, and it's gone from my inbox. And the next option is if you need a bit more time, but you probably don't know when you're going to do it, you can actually just snooze these tasks and say, remind me, and it'll come back into your inbox later today, 8 p.m. And now my inbox has reached 0, which is the goal. And this is almost like a weight lifted off my shoulders, because I know when I'm going to be doing those tasks, because I've tried so many other to-do list apps over the years, and all I do is create a list of tasks that need to be done, but I don't know when I'm going to do them. They're just there. So I look at that to-do list every day and I'm like, oh my God, I've got 20 tasks that need to be sorted. I don't know when I'm going to do them. I've not really thought about when I'm going to do them, and it just becomes really overwhelming. Where here, we're just intuitively going, oh, I'll do that later, I can do that now, and that is how you tackle it. So you've done the capturing, you've done the processing, now it's actually time to take action, which is the third point in this system. And you would open up your today view, and this is where you would see a list of all the tasks that you had planned today. So you just take each day as it comes, and then what you would do, if you've not actually chosen a time to do them, you can then drag them onto your calendar. So I'm going to call John at 4 p.m. today, and then you literally have an itinerary of the times that you're actually going to do those tasks, and you can see it very clearly on your calendar. And this really simple 3-step process just allows me to manage my tasks on a daily basis, and I no longer feel overwhelmed, and I have true structure to my day. I am going to show you a lot more really cool features of Akiflow in a moment, because that is just scratching the surface. But when I first downloaded Akiflow, I still didn't know where to start. I understood the process of adding things to my to-do list and then dragging them onto the calendar and planning out my day, but I was still a bit lost because my calendar was blank and I didn't know where to actually put things. Like, where do you actually drag the calls if your calendar's blank? And then I stumbled across a video by Ali Abdaal where he introduced this concept of the ideal week. And I've actually adapted this concept to work really well with Akiflow. So let me show you how I set my calendar up from scratch using this ideal week concept, which will make it so much easier when it comes to planning out your tasks. Then I'm going to show you my calendar. Then I'm going to walk you through my workflow of how I use it on a day-to-day basis, so you can see the journey from a task to like a project and how it all comes together. Plus, I've got some really cool features that I really want to show you as well. But I just first want to show you how to set up your calendar when you first start. So first, you want to come over to Google Calendar, and you want to create a calendar down here that's called Ideal Week or something similar to that. Then you want to come back over to Akiflow, and you want to connect that Google Calendar to your Akiflow account by following the steps here. Then when you come over to AkiFlow dashboard and click on this little calendar icon, then you want to make sure the ideal week calendar is turned on. Then we want to go to a week view like this. Then what we want to do is we want to schedule into our calendar any recurring activities that we would like to do in an ideal situation on a regular basis. So for example, we will put in here what time we wake up and our morning routine. So you would just come here, click on the calendar. You can add a task, an event, or a slot. So a task is obviously one of these tasks. An event is an event like an appointment. And then we've also got time slots, which is a shell where other tasks can go inside, which I will touch on in a moment. But what we're going to use for this example is events. So we'll create an event called Wake Up and Morning Routine. We can change that for maybe an hour. And then we want to make sure we've selected the ideal week calendar. And then we can recur that. I would just recur that every day because you want to ideally get up at the same time every single day. And bam, we've added that to the calendar. Then you would add in other things that you would like to do in an ideal situation. So maybe you want to take your dog for a walk or go for a walk, and maybe we want to go to the gym. So I've just gone through this now. I've also added in my lunch as well, and I've also added in a nighttime routine. And these are just personal activities that will be recurring. Now what we can do here, which is why we've added it to its own calendar, is we can just turn this off when you need to if you want a clear review of your calendar. Then what we want to do is plan out our ideal work week. So these are all kind of personal activities, but think about what kind of regular work activities would you be doing on a regular basis. So for example, a really good one is every morning before you actually start work, you want to plan your day. So you want to go through your inbox, you want to check what tasks you've got to do, drag them onto the calendar, so we can add that on our calendar. So again, we would just repeat that process. We click here, but this time I like to use slots. And a slot is basically a shell where other tasks can go. So you can actually drag tasks inside of slots, which is really useful for work-based activities. And we can just say plan day, and then we'll just do that for half an hour every weekday, and that will just be inside your AkiFlow account as well. It's not connected to that calendar, so we can still see that if we turn off those personal activities as well, which is really useful. And then what you could also do is think, well, what are my goals? What do I want to achieve? And then kind of work backwards. So one thing that I've kind of been doing recently is I need to have a better upload schedule for YouTube. So when I'm planning out my ideal work week, I said, well, if I want to upload more on YouTube, well, I need to put time on my calendar to actually film the videos, research the videos, and actually write the script. So you could work through and you go, well, on Tuesdays from 11 till lunchtime, I'm going to research YouTube ideas. Then I can put in a slot for actually filming the videos. And then the key point to this is you want to actually think of your energy and how you are usually in the day. You want to be honest with yourself. So for my example, when I want to film YouTube videos, I like to do them in the afternoon because I don't have a morning edit. Because if I film a YouTube video too early on, I've got bags under my eyes. It takes me a while to wake up. So I always plan my YouTube videos in the afternoon. So I can just put that there and then I can just create a time slot and then we've got that in there. Another really useful thing to add to your ideal week calendar is the time to actually do admin and reply to emails. So again, I would just add a little slot here from maybe 5 o'clock called admin, and repeat that every weekday and there. And then because these are time slots, what we can do is any admin based tasks that are just bitty tasks that need to be done, I can just drag them directly into this time slot. And then if you actually click inside that, you can see all of the tasks in there with a little checkbox. You can also go focus mode as well, where we can only focus on the tasks in that time slot. So when I'm doing admin, I just go on focus mode. I can just see a list of all the things that I need to do and I just power through them and get them done. So yeah, that's the ideal week concept. And I think this is really, really useful for AkiFlow because now I can see here where all of my gaps are. So when I'm working from my inbox and I'm dragging things on, I can say, well, I've got a bit of free time there. I've got a bit of free time there. I can drag it on and I can do it. The beauty of this is all of these tasks here that I've added in, they're all kind of flexible. So I can move them around if I need to, and I can turn them off if I need to, but it just gives you a bit of structure for your day so you know when to plan tasks and it becomes so much more manageable. And it also means that you make progress with things that you really want to make progress on because they've already been scheduled in your calendar, like doing a YouTube video every week. I've got this in my calendar. I've got no excuse because I've got a slot booked out for me to actually film those videos. So yeah, I highly recommend that you plan out your ideal week like this. But now let me show you my personal AkiFlow so you can see all of this in action and I can show you how I manage tasks and how it all works and comes together. Plus I'm going to show you some other really cool features as well. So this is my AkiFlow account. Now you will notice it looks slightly different because I've got mine in dark mode. I just prefer dark mode, but I'm interested to know whether you prefer light mode or dark mode for AkiFlow. Let me know down below. But as you can see, it's set up very similarly to what I've just shown you. So I've got my ideal week up here. All my little time slots are on the calendar as well. I do have a pretty chilled Thursday, Friday at the moment because I just like to have like the end of the week pretty chill, but the beginning of the week was pretty busy. That's the way it works. We're currently filming this YouTube video. But now I just want to show you projects because it's a really cool feature of Akiflow, but it's very simple, but really, really effective because some of these tools out there like ClickUp and Notion, they become a little bit too confusing. There's too many elements to them. And I just find it's really easy to manage stuff inside this project option here. So this is how I manage my YouTube videos. So I'll show you how I actually structure a YouTube video and add it to my calendar now, which hopefully will be useful for you, whether you're doing YouTube or other projects in your life. Sometimes you need something a bit more detailed than just tasks on a list. So projects is here on the side. It's just folders, so we can add folders, and then inside those folders we can add these hashtags which are projects, and they're basically folders within folders. So if I've got an idea for a YouTube video, let's just start from the beginning. So what I would do is I'd come to a projects tab here and I would create a project, and the project would be the name of the video. So it'll be top 10 AI apps. Click enter. Then we can drag that into my YouTube folder, so all of my YouTube projects are inside that. And then what I would do is I'd go through this, and it's another list, and we would just add in all of the things that needs to be done for that project. So the first thing is, well, I probably need to research this idea. So I'll click on research idea, click enter. Then I would need to actually write the script. Then I would need to actually film the video. Then I'd need to send to editor. And I would just add in all of those things. And the final thing would be a live date. So I'd need to actually have a live date as well. And the interesting thing about Akiflow is they're all inside this folder, inside this project, but they're all been tagged with inbox because they've all gone to my inbox as well, which is really genius because that means I will never forget to actually schedule these. This means they've not been scheduled so far. And if they're not scheduled, they're not going to get done. So it really highlights these need to be scheduled into your calendar. So then what I would do is I'd start off with a live date, and I'd work backwards to see where I can actually fit all of these tasks in. So we would come here to the month view of the calendar. Then I would go to the next bit of the month. And as you can see here, my calendar is clogged up with all of these ideal week activities. So we just turn all of those off, which clears up the calendar, which is why it's really useful to have it on a separate calendar. So now I can see when can I actually schedule this video to go live. So every time I plan to do a live video, I put in event here. So you can see here, there's a live one here, there's a live one here, and I like to do one video per week. So I see there's basically no free slots here. So there's a free slot during this week. So this is where I go. Probably like to go live on a Tuesday. Then we just click on this, click on add event. So I like to add this as an event, so it's very clear, and then click enter. And then I also like to schedule that task for that day as well. So we can literally just drag that over and you'll see it's gone in there, and then also it's got the date next to it. So we can see clearly for this project, the live date is the 25th of June. We're never going to miss that. And then we work backwards, and because we put all of these time slots that we want to work on things inside of Akiflow, I can see when I can do it. So if the live date's going there, I probably want to be doing the research the week before. So I can click on this little time slot. There's nothing in there. So ideally we can just drag that into that time slot. And now I know that I'm going to be researching top 10 AI ideas on that day. And you literally just drag it in. Then I'm going to film on that day. I need to write the script. So I actually write the script after I've done the research. Then I'm just going to send it to the editor on this Thursday. And now we've got literally a step-by-step schedule of when we're going to do all of these tasks, which is super, super useful. But we don't really have to worry about coming back into these projects and going, oh, what have I got to do next? What do I have to do next? Because it's all in the calendar and scheduled. So we can come over to this other view here, which is up and coming. You can scroll through, and obviously each day you'll be looking at this on a daily basis. And you see, well, today at 9 o'clock, I need to do the research, and then I need to actually write the script. And then tomorrow I'm filming the video. And you don't really have to think about it. You just take each day as it comes because it's all scheduled in there. And that's how you process projects. And it's as simple as that. It starts off at the inbox as an idea. Then we move it into a project. It gets scheduled on the calendar, and I know what I need to do and when. And the beauty of this app and this workflow and the way this is working means that we're not firefighting on a daily basis. Because what I was doing before Akiflow is, like I said, I would just have a list of things that needed to be done. And things would come into my inbox, and then I would have to take action on them straight away. For example, the other day my mum messaged me and said, can you order me something on Amazon, because she doesn't know how to use it. And what I would do, usually I would just have to do that straight away, otherwise I'd forget. So I'd drop everything else, I'd get out of deep focus, I'd forget about all my work tasks, and I'd go and focus on that one task. And then something else would come in and I'd jump on that and do that. So what I can do now is when that message comes in from my mum to say, can you order me something, rather than dropping everything I'm doing, I just open up the command bar, order mum product from Amazon, click enter, and then when I'm processing and I'm going through the inbox, I literally just drag that and I go, I'll do that while I'm doing my admin later on today. And now that's done. And then I come to that and I do it. And I've not had to stop what I was doing. I've decluttered my mind and I can just process these tasks as they come in. And it actually is really, really enjoyable as well. And now I just really want to quickly rally through some of the features that I missed, because there's some really cool features to Akiflow as well that I've not had a chance to say so far. So first of all, share availability is a great feature. So if someone wants to book in a call with you or a meeting, usually you'd have to back and forth. When do you want to do it? Are you available here? Are you available there? Now what we can do is use this option here called share availability inside Akiflow. Click that little button, then you can see your calendar and you can literally select any time on your calendar that's free that you want to actually do that call or that meeting with that person. So you would go, maybe at this time here, I've got a bit of free time there, I've got a bit of free time there, and I've got a bit of free time there. And then what you can do, click save and copy. Then if you open up an email, you can paste in and it literally puts all of the times that you've just selected. But the genius part is it actually gives them a link where they can book in that call or one of those slots, just like a Calendly link. And then if they actually select one of those times, it will automatically go inside your calendar so you do not miss that call. Plus you get notification up here to let you know, and it will automatically add a Google Meet link as well if you actually want to do the call over Google Meet, which is genius. That's one really genius feature. Another really cool feature is, say you're adding an event, so maybe you've discussed it with a person in real life, you don't need to send them an email, and you've gone, let's have a meeting today at 7 o'clock. So you go to your calendar, you add that in, and you would just go meeting with John. Then what you can do is add guests and just start typing in a name, and it's connected to your contact book inside your emails. Click on that. Then when you actually click on that, it will send them an invite to that meeting. So they also get an invite as well, which is super, super useful. Another great feature is this little menu bar up here. So all the time it tells you how long you've got left to do a certain task. And if you click on it, you can see all of the tasks that are coming up today, which again is super, super useful. You can also add widgets to your desktop as well. And you've got an app, so you can do all of this inside an app, which you can download from the Akiflow website. Another really cool feature of Akiflow is their shortcuts. So they've actually thought of a shortcut for every single thing that you can do inside the app, and you can access them here and you can see what they all are by clicking on this. Now I'm not even to grips with half of these, but this will save you a lot of time if you can learn all of these shortcuts, because then you've not got to click on anything. You can just literally go command option. Obviously that opens up the spacebar. That's the only shortcut I know, but there's so many more to it that you can do to save you a lot more time. And I feel like I'm rambling on now. There's a lot more features than this. You can actually add teams, loads more things you can do inside Akiflow. You can capture links and bring them straight in as well. There's a lot that you can do, but just try it out for yourself. Honestly, it's been genuinely, I'm not even just saying this for a video, it's been life-changing for my productivity. I finally have real structure to my day and I'm getting stuff done on a daily basis, and it works perfectly. It's everything that I've ever needed inside an app. So check it out for yourself, try it out. You can get a 7-day free trial, plus you can use my link down below for a 30% discount for the first 12 months. And if you are going to give it a go, make sure you let me know how it goes in the comments down below, because I'm really interested to know how you all get on with it as well. And that's it for this video. If you want to watch another video, you can click here. If you like this video, smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Cheers, guys.